This is your real chromatic appearance. This is you and something happened on top of your face. Hi everyone and welcome back to Color Analysis Studio. My name is Giulia, I'm a color analyst and today I'm here to analyze the colors of my friend Soumya. Thank you so much for being here, Soumya.
Thanks, Ju. Thanks for having me today.
Guys, before we start, please remember to subscribe to this channel. This is very important. If you like our content, if you like our videos, it's your best way to support what we do. So it's free, it takes 1 second. Please remember to hit the subscribe button. And now, Soumya, we're ready to start with your analysis. Are you ready?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so I just covered Soumya's hair because we need to focus on the undertone of the skin as usual. Remember, guys, that the skin is the most important part in color analysis, and I also covered the color that she's wearing today, so we can work with a neutral canvas. So, Soumya, in order to discover if your undertone is cool or warm, so if you belong to the left or right side of our graph, we need to compare a cool and a warm color. Okay, so we start with two reds, cool and warm. Where do we find that your skin looks fresher, okay, and healthier? I feel with this one, with the blue-based one, the violet. So this color can really emphasize this characteristic that you have. Also, can you see that on your cheeks we see this pink component? It looks very healthy as a pink. It doesn't look inflamed. Well, here it looks a bit more flat. Everything looks a bit the same, okay? So we're not emphasizing your colors. It looks actually that we are hiding your colors underneath this layer of yellowness, okay, that is reflected. So between cool red and warm red, the cool one works better, eh? Okay. Now, two lighter colors. So we have a cool pink, once again blue-based, and a salmon color. Okay, it's happening exactly the same that was happening with the reds, but it's even more evident. Cool or warm? No, this is very far away from you, very far away. Now let's compare two darker colors. So we have navy blue, cool of course, blue-based, versus a warm brown. Okay, this is something interesting that's happening. The navy blue works better. Again, the cool works better compared to the warm color, but here the difference is very little. I cannot say that this color doesn't work. It's just neutral. It looks like your undertone leans cool, but for some reason, with the darker colors, the difference is less evident. So we have to remember this throughout the analysis. Okay, cool and deep, warm and deep. Cool and deep works better, but this one I won't say, oh my god, you should avoid this color. Okay, now two whites. We start with the warm color this time, so this white looks a bit yellow for a white, while this is a pure neutral vivid white. Way better, eh? Yeah, way better. Now, Soumya, these two colors represent silver and gold. Of course, silver is part of the cool side, blue-based, and gold is part of the warm side, so it's yellow-based. Same thing, gold versus silver, but using these different fabrics. So we have silver versus gold. Okay, so gold, silver. A lot of light, okay, projected to your face. This is very flattering. Everything looks in harmony here, way better than this, okay? Let's say that I've seen people who have a cool undertone like you, because right now we can confirm that your undertone leans cool, reacting worse, okay, to the gold. However, in a comparison, it's still quite evident that the silver works better. Then let's try two extreme colors. So this is electric blue, which is extremely cool, and rust, which is extremely warm. Can you see that everything looks flat again, like with the salmon? Okay, now it's more visible compared to gold and silver. Last but not least, let's do a test with our frames. So What happens to your face when framed by warm colors versus cool colors? Okay, warm and cool. Look at your lips surrounded by these colors. Absolutely perfect. Not to mention, overall, your skin appearance. It really glows, okay? It looks very relaxed, very fresh. While here, it gets this yellowish tinge that we don't prefer, okay? Over this is way better for you. Perfect. So Soumya, after trying all of the combinations with cool and warm colors, we can definitely conclude that your undertone is cool. Therefore, you belong to the left side of the graph, and your season is going to be either winter or summer, depending on your intensity. But we are already excluding spring and autumn because those two seasons have a warm undertone. Okay. So Soumya, now that we know that your undertone is cool, we need to see if you belong to the winter palette or the summer palette. Now we need to see which one out of these two greens is the correct one. Let's say the intensity that looks more like your level of intensity, the level of intensity of your colors. Summer or winter? High intensity and low intensity. I feel, Soumya, that we really need something like this for you.
Yeah.
If we use these colors as backgrounds, can you see that here this color frames your face with a lot of harmony and it's pushing you forward because it's strong enough for you. This color is a bit too weak. Yeah, you see how you go, It's a bit too weak for you and your colors because your colors are clearer compared to this color that is too gray for you. It's quite evident that between sage and emerald works better. Therefore, Soumya, you belong to the winter palette. So we are in the top left area of the graph. Cool undertone and high intensity. Okay, so winter, welcome to the winter family. Also, one more test for the intensity using our frames. So we have cool and soft versus cool and bright. Oh, okay. So much better. Yeah, you really need this level of intensity, Soumya. This is not enough for you. Okay, Soumya, now that we know that you're part of the winter palette, we need to see which one out of the subgroups of the winter family is your very best one. Disclaimer, you're winter. All of the winter colors work on you to a certain extent, but we need to see if there is one specific area of the winter palette where we find your wow colors, because your main chromatic feature is going to be either the brightness, the depth, or the coolness. However, if we cannot find that one subgroup works obviously better compared to the others, and all of the three subgroups work pretty much in the same way, they are fairly balanced between each other, you're going to be what we call a true winter. So a winter that has the brightness, the depth, and the coolness on the same level. Okay, so let's start analyzing colors from winter bright, which is the highest level of intensity inside the winter family. And now this is the fun part, because we are inside your season, so everything looks fantastic. We just need to see which colors look even better than the others, okay? And we start very well with this emerald green. I think this is a fantastic color for you, Soumya. Do you like this color?
Yeah, this is really, really beautiful.
Yeah. Lemon yellow. I prefer the emerald green on you compared to the lemon yellow, but I want to show you a yellow that doesn't work on you.
Okay.
This is mustard. So this yellow is not only too warm, now this is a yellow-based yellow, it's also too soft. Can you see that it looks a bit dusty? Okay, and this color can wash your colors out. Once again, we have this flat effect. So yellow from the autumn palette and yellow from the winter palette. This is so much better. So now, lemon yellow or cyan. Cyan is better than lemon yellow because at least we are in the cool area, but the color also looks cool because it's part of the blue family. If I have to be very, very specific, which I have to because I'm analyzing you, a little bit too strong. Okay, so you do belong to the high level of intensity, but you don't have the need to go this strong. And magenta. Okay, very nice, still cool, it looks cool, so undertone wise works very well. Still, you don't need to go this intense. So this is a color that can definitely be part of your wardrobe, but probably in the big world of magentas, purples, we're going to find better options for you. So all of these colors are part of the Winter Bright subgroup, and this is how the Winter Bright subgroup works on you. Okay, now we need to check Winter Deep and Winter Cool to see if they are going to work better than Winter Bright or maybe worse. We don't know yet. Okay. Now, Winter Deep. Winter Deep is still intense because we're still part of the winter family, but these colors are not going to be as intense as Winter Bright. And I can already see that this color works very well on you. Huh? Winter Bright or Winter Deep? Okay. Already way better, okay, compared to this. It's not that this doesn't work, but this works better. Violet, very nice. Okay, so this color is still intense. It doesn't look dusty, but it's not overpowering. Now, Orchid. Oh, this is the perfect version of magenta for you.
It's a lot less brighter, which makes me also feel a bit more comfortable to wear this color.
Exactly right. And now, last but not least, black. Finally, an example of a person that wears black very well. We found that we usually use black to show people what not to wear. But with you, Sonia, black looks very sophisticated and elegant. This is an example of a color combination, so cool, intense and deep, that can work with black very, very harmoniously. Okay, so Winter Deep works better than Winter Bright, but we still have one last subgroup to analyze, which is Winter Cool. Winter Cool is the coolest area of the winter palette, and it's also the softest subgroup of the winter palette. Pine Green. Okay, now probably this one is a little bit too soft.
Yes.
Okay, for you. Let's do this intensity test. So, Winter Bright, okay, a little bit too much. Winter Deep, perfect. Winter Cool, now it's a bit too soft. Okay, so your level of intensity is pretty much in between Winter Cool and Winter Bright. Cherry Red, nice. This is the perfect version of red for you. So the reds from the winter palette look very similar to berries. I feel like, Sonia, you work very well in this range. The violet, the orchid, magenta, red, this is probably your best chromatic area. Very nice. Then we have navy blue, which is a color that we tried already in the undertone phase. It's fantastic. Let's see the difference between black and navy. Why do we do this? Because black is the staple neutral from Winter Deep, and navy is the staple neutral from Winter Cool. Being winter, Sonia, you use navy and black very well, both of them. But Winter Cool people work obviously better with navy blue over black, while Winter Deep people work very well with black over navy, or pretty much in the same way. When you see that they work, like in your case, pretty much in the same way, or actually black a hint better than navy, it's another huge indication that we are towards Winter Deep more than Winter Cool. Yeah, it's not that navy doesn't work, but black is a touch more special. Let me see. High expectations for this color. Very nice. Cobalt blue, a jewel tone that works very well on you, Sonia. It's more intense than navy. Lighter or deeper? The deeper version of intense blue works better. So we really see a pattern in your analysis. When we add that little bit of depth or a drop of black in colors, those colors work better than the others for you. So this is a collection of other winter colors that you can definitely use. Once again, your winter. So this is perfectly fine, but it's not as good as Winter Deep.
Yeah.
And we can really see it from the fact that this is too soft.
Mm.
And this works so well. So, Winter Cool is the last subgroup, but we have a preference. We have a preference for Winter Deep, which is the deepest area of the winter palette, and also the intensity is a bit in between Winter Bright and Winter Cool. This also means, Somia, that you probably share something with the Autumn palette, which is quite interesting because winter and autumn are the exact opposite. Winter is cool and intense, and autumn is warm and soft. So how can you be winter but close to autumn? Because of the depth. Because autumn and winter share this depth. So in order to verify that you belong to Winter Deep, we need to compare colors from Summer Cool, Autumn Deep, and Spring Bright.
Okay.
If what we saw so far is correct, and I really believe it is, but let's do all of the tests, of course, Autumn Deep will work better than Spring Bright and Summer Cool. Okay?
Okay.
Let's start. Okay, Somia, so we start with the Spring Bright subgroup in order to see or to exclude the possibility that you belong to Winter Bright. I don't expect too much from this palette, and already from here, starting with this green, a bit too intense, a bit too warm, a bit too light, so let's say that this color is very far away from you. Ferrari red, you work very well in the red area,
Yeah.
but if it was a bit deeper, it would have been better. Royal blue, once again, a bit deeper would have been better. I'll show you cobalt once again. Winter, spring. The winter one is better. No, thanks. And then periwinkle. Okay, let's say that this color, yes, it's warm, but it's perceived as cool. It's not too bright, so we can save this one. Let's say, Somia, that overall I can't see you being borderline with this palette, also because we're only looking at the colors. We completely lost the attention from your face. Why? Because these colors are overall too bright. Now let's see what happens when we go in the Autumn palette and in the Deep subgroup. So Autumn Deep. Okay, very nice, brick red. So between Ferrari and brick, let's see which one works better on you. What stands out about this color is that it's very bright. What stands out about this is that it's quite deep. It works better. Dark brown. The fact that Somia works very well with this color, even if the undertone is not correct, is telling us that probably the undertone is not her main chromatic feature, but probably, as we said before, the main characteristic of Somia would be the depth, if it's true that she's Winter Deep. So why is this color working? Because it's dark. Because it's still part of that deep area where she works so well. So when she's in this, area of deep colors that it's her strength, she can be flexible with the undertone, okay? As long as the colors are dark. Wow, nice, eggplant. So these colors from Autumn Deep are your perfect occasion to wear your gold jewelry. If you want to steal some colors from Autumn Deep, you can also include gold in this steal operation, in this robbery, okay? Teal. Also very nice. This is how the Autumn Deep subgroup works on you, Somia. It's very evident that it works better than Spring Bright. Okay, so we exclude the possibility that you're Winter Bright. It's way more likely that you're Winter Deep. Now, let's see what happens when we analyze colors from Summer Cool. Okay, so mauve. So what stands out about these colors is that they are very, very cool, extremely cool. So the undertone is correct. It's a bit light and a bit too soft though. Aquamarine. You see, it's still a little too cool. You don't need to go this cool, but most of all, it's a bit too light. Autumn, teal. Summer, aquamarine. It's also a bit too dull,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
What's happening with this color? Too light, first of all, and also it's icy cool. Your undertone is cool, but you don't have the need to go this cool. Now, Savoy, better than the pink, but still, you can go darker. The only one that we can save would be navy blue, even if this is the summer version of navy, that is not exactly the same as the winter one. They're very similar, so in real life, guys, if you go to a shop, don't stress too much about this, but, you know, I have to be very professional and picky. So the winter version of navy works better on you, Somia, than the summer version of navy.
Yeah.
You're not borderline with this. This is not your second best.
Yeah.
Your main chromatic feature, now we can say it for sure, is the depth. So it means that you're part of the deepest subgroup of the winter palette. So your color palette, Somia, is winter deep. It means also that you can borrow some colors from the autumn deep palette. So out of the winter palette, your second best season is autumn. Okay. Now I'd like to answer a question that a lot of people ask us on social media. What about light colors if I belong to a deep subgroup? So if I'm autumn deep or winter deep, doesn't mean that I shouldn't use light colors. Of course, guys, this is not the case. So Somia, for example, you're winter deep. It doesn't mean that you should never use light colors. For example, in the undertone phase, we saw how pure white works very well on you, and that's the lightest colors you can find, so you can definitely use light colors. But if you're winter deep or autumn deep, let's say that the majority of your items should be dark, so you should have more dark colors than light colors in your wardrobe. And if you're spring light or summer light, it's the opposite. If the lightness is your main feature, you should have more light colors than dark colors in your wardrobe. But I can still show you how a winter deep, in this case, can use light colors. Let's try lilac, for example. Lilac is not even part of the summer cool subgroup, that it's closer to winter, you know, in a way. But it's part of the summer light subgroup. So we are going very, very light on a winter deep. So on its own, this color doesn't work and I wouldn't recommend it. But if you wear a lilac shirt with a navy blue blazer, yes, this works, and it works very well actually. Let's pretend that these two navy blues are exactly the same. I would like to mimic the effect of a blazer, okay? You can see how everything looks in harmony. This is a very beautiful example of how a winter deep can use a very light color. Now, Somia, it's important though that you remember that it's true that the depth is your main feature, so you can be a bit flexible with the undertone when it comes to dark colors. But this does not apply to light colors. So when you go find light colors, you should really, really stick to cool. Okay, so Somia, we had a look at the 3 subgroups of the winter palette, and so far this is winter bright. Overall, it works because you're winter and this is a winter subgroup, but you can go a touch softer than this. Winter deep, very nice, because once again, it's not as intense as winter bright, and most of all, it's darker. You see that these colors work so well on you. Okay, beautiful. And then the last subgroup of the winter palette was winter cool. Winter cool is correct in terms of undertone, even if you don't need to go this icy. Yes, they're overall dark, but they are a bit too muted for you. So out of winter cool, winter deep, and winter bright, our favorite subgroup for you is winter deep. So since your main chromatic feature is the depth, you can borrow colors from this palette. This is autumn deep. These colors are overall, as you can see, quite dark, but they belong to the autumn palette, so they're warm and soft. You don't care too much about this when you want to make exceptions, okay? You can steal the deepest colors of the Autumn Deep palette. And this, Sonia, is a frame that shows us your main chromatic feature, the depth, because this frame is half Winter Deep, half Autumn Deep. So you belong here. But this is close enough to you, okay? So you can steal, once again, the deepest colors from the Autumn Deep subgroup, knowing and remembering that you still belong to Winter Deep. So this is you. This is your sister season out of the winter palette. Okay, Soumya, thank you so much for your time today, for being here on our channel. And guys, thank you for your time today, for watching the video till this point, till the very end. Please remember that if you're interested in a color analysis session here in Melbourne, Australia, or online, you can visit our website, coloranalysis.au. Once again, please remember to subscribe to the channel. It's very important for us that you do so. And also consider to follow us on Instagram, where we post new content every week. Guys, once again, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to see you very soon on this channel with more videos. Bye bye! Bye!